70% of U.S. adults reported feeling anxious or extremely anxious in 2023. 19.1% of U.S. adults reported having anxiety disorder. These numbers are likely much higher since many cases are not reported and many people suffer in silence. For instance, almost one-third of U.S. adults report having issues with anxiety at some point in their lives. Anxiety disorders are highly treatable, yet only 36.9% of anxiety disorder sufferers in the United States seek treatment. Of that, only 9.5% seek professional therapy, which is the most effective treatment for anxiety disorders. Many suffer needlessly for years. Some people suffer their entire lives because of untreated anxiety. Negative stigma is a common barrier to overcoming anxiety disorder. Despite the availability of effective treatments, only a small percentage of anxiety disorder sufferers receive proper care due to the pervasive stigma surrounding mental health issues. This often means years of unnecessary suffering and lifestyle impairment. Stigma can manifest in several ways that discourage people from seeking help, especially professional help, such as public stigma, which refers to negative attitudes and discrimination from others in society. Many people fear being labeled as crazy, weak, damaged, or inferior in some way if they admit to having anxiety disorder and seek treatment. This can lead to social isolation and damage to one's reputation or career prospects. Self-stigma involves internalizing these negative societal attitudes, resulting in shame, low self-esteem, and reluctance to acknowledge one's struggles. Individuals may try to tough it out on their own rather than appearing vulnerable by asking for help. Structural stigma exists at a systemic level with policies and practices that limit opportunities and resources for those with mental health conditions. This can make accessing quality care more difficult even for those who want treatment. And adolescent males may be especially reluctant to seek help due to masculine norms discouraging help-seeking and emotional expression. Stigma contributes to several common barriers to treatment for anxiety disorder. For instance, lack of knowledge. Many people struggle to recognize anxiety symptoms or don't know where to find appropriate help. Belief in self-reliance. About 18% of individuals with anxiety disorder prefer to handle problems on their own rather than seek professional assistance. Doubts about treatment efficacy. Approximately 9% believe that treatments for anxiety disorder are ineffective. Concerns about confidentiality. Fear that others might discover their condition prevents many from reaching out. And perceived unavailability. Some assume that treatment options aren't accessible. To address the stigma barrier and increase treatment rates for anxiety disorder, a multifaceted approach is necessary. For example, improve mental health literacy through public education campaigns to help people recognize symptoms and understand treatment options. Challenge negative stereotypes and promote more accurate portrayals of mental health in the media. Encourage open conversations about mental health to normalize help-seeking behaviors. Increase access to confidential and affordable mental health services, particularly in underserved areas. And train healthcare providers to respond empathetically and without judgment to mental health concerns. By actively working to reduce stigma at all levels, we can create an environment where seeking help for anxiety disorder is seen as a sign of strength rather than weakness. This shift is crucial for ensuring that more people receive the effective treatments available and can successfully overcome their anxiety challenges. We must also keep in mind that everyone has some type of mental health issue. Mental means the way we think and act. Since we all come from imperfect backgrounds, we're all struggling with something. Because we all have issues to deal with, we want to encourage getting help to address these issues. We also want to offer everyone love, compassion, and support because, like us, they are likely struggling with something too and could use a supportive heart just as much as we could. We also want to remember that the number one motivating desire for humans is to be loved and accepted, the number one. If we can learn to relate on the level of love first, most of us would instantly struggle less. Again, anxiety issues are not about being damaged in some way. It's about coping with life in overly anxious ways, which we can change. As we open up about anxiety disorder and support those who are working to make healthy behavioral change, in time, society will learn that anxiety disorder and seeking help is nothing to be ashamed of, but a normal part of human development. Seeking help and raising awareness about anxiety disorder demonstrates strength of character and wisdom. In becoming united and supportive in our efforts to overcome our mental health challenges, we can improve the quality of our lives, our children's lives, our relationships, and the communities we live in. Seeking help for anxiety disorder is a win-win for everyone.